He later dedicated himself to standing up for small business owners who were being dragged into baseless and opportunistic lawsuits, using his experience to protect those who lacked the resources to defend themselves against abuse of the legal system. At the same time, Bay, the golden retriever at the center of it all, rose to unexpected fame. Social media exploded with admiration as fan pages appeared overnight and posts celebrating the dog's role in exposing the truth spread rapidly across platforms. Judge Judy, too, became the recipient of an overwhelming wave of appreciation. Thousands upon thousands of messages poured in from viewers around the world, all expressing gratitude for what many described as one of the most satisfying and unforgettable moments of courtroom justice ever seen on television. For many, it wasn't just entertainment. It was a rare and powerful example of accountability playing out in real time. As for Karen Whitmore, her story ended very differently. Faced with undeniable evidence, she ultimately pleaded guilty to several counts of fraud. The court handed down a firm sentence, 3 years in prison, along with a requirement to pay full restitution for the money she had wrongfully taken. Her mugshot quickly made its way across the internet, not as a symbol of notoriety, but as a cautionary image, one that began appearing in ethics classes, legal discussions, and fraud prevention seminars as a stark reminder of the consequences of deception. She lost everything. Her reputation, her freedom, her credibility, all gone. And it all stemmed from one calculated decision: the belief that she could fake a disability for personal gain and walk away untouched. She convinced herself that she could outsmart the system, that her act was convincing enough, and that no one would ever question her story deeply enough to uncover the truth. But she overlooked one crucial reality. Judge Judy does not tolerate fraud, especially when it involves exploiting something as serious as disability. There are no games in her courtroom when it comes to people who mock the struggles of others for profit. This case stands as a powerful lesson, one that every entitled scammer needs to understand clearly. You cannot build a life on lies and expect those lies to hold forever. Eventually, the truth surfaces. Eventually, the system catches up. And when it does, the consequences are often far more severe than anyone anticipates. Karen believed she was clever. She believed her performance was flawless. She believed she had found a loophole in a broken system that she could exploit indefinitely. But every one of those beliefs proved to be wrong. Her confidence became her downfall, and her deception became impossible to hide. Real justice doesn't happen by accident. It requires individuals who are willing to look beyond appearances, who refuse to be swayed by emotion alone, and who are committed to uncovering the truth, no matter how convincing a lie may seem. Judge Judy represents exactly that kind of justice: direct, unyielding, and grounded in facts rather than theatrics. And in this case, justice arrived in an unexpected form, not just through sharp questioning or legal expertise, but through something far simpler: a dog, a tennis ball, and a moment that exposed everything. Sometimes the truth doesn't need elaborate arguments. Sometimes it reveals itself in the most straightforward and undeniable way. Faking a disability is not just a legal violation, it is a moral one. It disrespects every individual who genuinely lives with physical or mental challenges. It undermines systems designed to provide support and assistance to those in real need. And perhaps most importantly, it turns real human suffering into a tool for manipulation and personal gain. That is what makes cases like this so significant. They go beyond the courtroom. They send a message about integrity, accountability, and the consequences of exploiting trust. When someone chooses to deceive in this way, they are not just breaking the law. They are betraying a system built on compassion and fairness. If this story, arguably one of the most compelling courtroom exposures ever captured, has restored even a small part of your faith in justice, then it has served its purpose. It reminds us that while deception can succeed for a time, it cannot succeed forever. Karen's case raises important questions. Did she receive the punishment she deserved? Should consequences for this kind of fraud be even more severe? Should there be stronger measures in place to prevent individuals from exploiting systems meant to help the vulnerable? These are conversations worth having because they shape how justice evolves. Stories like this are not isolated. There are countless examples of individuals attempting to manipulate the system, believing they are untouchable until they are not. In another case, a woman attempted to pass off a fake service dog only to be publicly exposed in a moment so embarrassing it left no doubt about her deception. Situations like these continue to highlight the same pattern: arrogance, followed by exposure, followed by consequence. Let this story serve as a lasting reminder. Consequences are real. They do not disappear simply because someone believes they are smarter than the system. They wait, they build, and they arrive, often at the exact moment when they will have the greatest impact. Sometimes justice is immediate. Other times it takes patience. But when it comes, it is precise. It does not miss. And in rare moments like this, it unfolds in a way that the world can witness, learn from. And remember, do not follow the path Karen chose. Do not fabricate hardship for personal gain. Do not exploit systems that exist to support those in genuine need. Because sooner or later, you will face someone who is determined to uncover the truth. And when that moment comes, there will be no escaping the consequences. This is the story of how a dog named Bailey became an unlikely hero, and how Karen Whitmore became a lasting example of what happens when deception collides with accountability. It is a story that continues to be shared, not just for its dramatic conclusion, but for the lesson it carries. Because in the end, justice is not just delivered, it is remembered. And sometimes it is remembered not only for its fairness, but for the undeniable and deeply public way in which the truth is revealed.